What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode. Very exciting episode because I've got a very special guest with me today here on the MIgardener channel. For those of you that have not seen who this person is, this is Mrs. MIgardener. She has not been in many videos. Life's been real crazy. Life's been full of great changes, a lot happening. And so, so this is Mrs. MIgardener. Thank you for coming on. And we actually had something really fun. It was totally spur of the moment. We were doing some garden cleanup, and Mrs. MIgardener had purchased earlier in the year, probably when did you buy this plant?
A little bit before Mother's Day.
Yeah, so like right around Mother's Day, she had bought a, it was.
You actually bought it for me as a gift.
That's not a good sign if I forgot that. We were at the greenhouse together, and I said, do you want to pick out a dahlia? Because Cindy absolutely loves dahlias. There's a dahlia farm about an hour and a half from us, and we actually did yoga out there. That was really cool. And so dahlias are something that she really loves, and so I said, hey, pick out a dahlia. And so dahlias are really cool because they actually produce not only flowers, but they produce tubers. Now, the tubers can be harvested like potatoes. We've never grown these plants before, and I don't know what we're going to get. But in order to actually grow these next year, you have to pull up the tubers and keep them in a cool, dry location. And so what we're going to do is we're going to see what tubers we got, and then I'm just going to show you guys a really super simple way to save them for next year. It's a very, very simple way that I learned from the gentleman that actually runs the dahlia farm that we went to. He just shows you, when you buy tubers from him, he shows you how to grow them, but then also how to process up the tubers so you can grow them in future seasons. The question we always get is, Luke, if it flowers, can I save seeds from the flowers? And the answer is dahlias, they actually flower sterile. So, do you know that? I just found out about that earlier today, actually. So dahlias do not give actual viable seed. They're a hybrid, and so they have sterile seed. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this, we're going to pull this, we're going to take some pruners and just prune off all the extra growth here because it's just going to be in the way. Now, the really cool thing is that dahlias, from one little tuber, dahlias, much like potatoes, can produce 5 to 10 or even more tubers, and so it can really give you a lot of beauty next year because you started with one plant and now you get 10 plants, so they multiply really well. Now, another fun fact about dahlias is that as you prune them, as they flower, you can prune them back and cut them back, and they'll actually continue flowering. Now, we're far too late in the season for this, and people have asked, can you take them indoors? And you can take them indoors as long as you have a lot of sunlight, a lot of just a lot of artificial light or sunlight to keep them alive. They will grow and continue flowering, but by far the best way to grow them is just to, like potatoes, because you wouldn't take a potato plant indoors, So the best thing to do is just to ultimately cut the plant down, harvest the tubers, and then grow them out next year. So that's what we're gonna do. But if you do have the space and the time and the desire, you can take them inside. So, all right, let's see what we got. I'm gonna move the camera down. Let's check it out. Oh.
Or did I?
No, it's fine. The whole thing's gonna come up there. All right, so then what we'll do is maybe, you can just,
We'll just shake it.
We'll just shake it out right here. Yeah, it's fine. Let's see what we got.
Just one more thing to do.
It'll work into the grass and you won't even know it.
How about if there's nothing?
I don't know. I really don't know what we're gonna get, honestly. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, is it a tuber?
Yeah.
There you go. Sweet.
But it looks a little
No, it's fine. Here.
tender.
No, it's not. It's totally fine. We're just gonna take it and clip it. Very cool.
This is like harvesting potatoes part 2.
Yeah, so there's a tuber right there. And each tuber, from what I was told, each tuber will produce a plant. And so technically we have like 3 plants, so we might find 3 tubers. But depending on if they forked and branched, we might have more than that. So we did get one pretty one.
Oh,
There you go. Nice.
And
Very cool. And these
I
are
have
smaller,
bought
but
tubers before, and they do come sometimes in smaller.
yeah, these ones smaller, bigger, but well, check by the plant itself.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, because the potatoes give tubers here. Yeah, so that's one really important distinction, is that potatoes give tubers off of the root tips, whereas dahlias, they actually form all the roots where the plants are growing. So, oh, there you go. Ooh, don't scrape it though. Just like potatoes, you don't want to rub them really hard because they have a tender skin on them, and that's what's going to protect them.
So it looks like they're all located right here. There's one there, one there, one there.
Oh, there you go.
This one
So
has
there's,
one.
oh, there you go. Yeah, there's a tuber. Super cool. There's another one here, but I don't want to break it off.
I don't. See, they're all like mutant size, but
Yeah, there you go. You just got to bend them kind of carefully.
I don't know if this will.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. Smaller, but yeah, it'll still count. There you go. Ooh, that's a beautiful one. Here I thought we were going to fill up the wheelbarrow. Nice. Wow, you're a professional at this. Did someone show you how to do this?
Myself.
It's really just about patience, ultimately, right? It just comes down to patience, because if you really work at it too hard, you're going to split them and break them. Very nice. I would just leave that, maybe. That one's kind of a, yeah.
And you can really see now here where they're all at.
Do you want the pruners? Oh, there you go.
They're
Look
very
at you
easy
go.
to take.
So there we go. Nice job. Way to go. That is really impressive. I didn't know what to expect. But here's the crazy thing. So from one plant, we got how many? How many did we end up with?
1, 2, 3, 4, 15, like good sized ones, and then a little couple small. So
Yeah. So, I mean, 15 potential dahlias for next year from just one plant. That's incredible. Now, how much should we buy this for? Was it
like $25.
25 bucks?
It's just because it was so mature already.
Yeah, so I mean, it came mature in the pot, like Cindy was saying, but for 25 bucks, you can buy a fully mature plant, grow it, save the tubers from it, and now you're talking, if you grow every single one out and they all survive, which the smaller ones may not, but if they do all survive, we're talking your total cost per dahlia for next year is what, like $1.50? Like,
No, it's usually like $7 per like 2 tubes, I think, of those.
well, no, I'm saying, but if like, so this plant
Oh,
cost $25. This plant gave us 15 tubers, so we're talking it's like kind of like almost like maybe $1.25
yeah.
per plant. That's a good return in my opinion. Now, granted, you're not going to have all of the diversity that you can get, but maybe try buying 2, 3, 4 different varieties, and then saving your own tubers. It's really simple, and I can't tell you how many people probably bought those tubers or bought those dahlias from the greenhouse and just tossed them out at the road when the season was done. I mean, that's literally what we have done. What we would have done had I not seen that you can actually save tubers from them. I had no idea. The more you know. So yeah, learn something new. Always learning something new in the garden. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you really quick how to actually preserve them throughout the winter. Very simple and very, very easy. So what we're going to need is we're going to need some bedding material. So we're going to get some bedding material like some pine chips. The pine chips are used for things like rabbits or chinchillas, hamsters, pet cages like that. And we're also going to need a mesh screen. So I'm going to get those two things, and we'll see you back here in a couple minutes. And we're back. A couple minutes later, we have here a compost sifter. Now, this is a 2x4 frame compost sifter. I have videos on how I made this, but it is very, very simple to make. I just took 2x4s, made a little rectangle, and then I wrapped it with some 1/4 inch mesh wire. And that mesh screen helps you to sift compost that is less than a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch sifts through, anything bigger than a 1/4 inch stays in. but it also is fantastic for dahlias. And that's what we're going to repurpose it for, because we don't need to be sifting compost in the middle of winter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our compost sifter, and because there is these walls here, it can hold our wood chips, or our pine shavings. So I'm going to dump our pine shavings into here, make a little bed, and then we're simply going to bury our tubers inside of those pine shavings, and then we're going to wet them. Once they're moist, that's how they're going to stay all winter long. You want to make sure that they don't dry out, because the moist pine shavings is going to make sure that these tubers don't dehydrate. If they get soft, if they start to get mushy, they're dead. And so it's very important to retain the moisture, and the pine shavings are the best way to do that. The screen helps with airflow, and a lot of times people will put them on screen racks. If you have a lot of them, they'll put them on like those, well, they're
baking tray almost.
like a baking, yeah, like a baking tray. Yeah, there you go. It's like you've done this before. Yeah, no, literally like a baking tray. And so for like mass quantities, you can do that. But this works great just for a small quantity. The pine shavings, I probably would have gotten I would have gotten a coarser pine shavings. But again, for the purpose of this video, I can always go to our pet store. Tractor Supply, I know, has it. And any place that sells bedding material and stuff for farm animals is going to have some pine shavings. And they even use this for chicken coops. So really, really super simple stuff to get. But I'm definitely going to recommend people get the thicker shavings, or you can just use a smaller grade mesh. This 1/4-inch mesh is just a little bit too big for these smaller shavings. So basically all we're going to do is then just take these tubers, and we're just going to nestle them in here like this. We have about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of the pine shavings. Just gonna nestle them in there like that. Try not to like really stack them on top of each other. Good airflow is important. So now that we've gotten them in here, we're just gonna put a layer on top. And that way they're really going to be insulated and protected from cold weather. They're also going to be insulated and protected from dehydration. And we're going to come back here as needed and just give them a little misting down. A spray bottle is really all you need. You don't want this stuff to be soaking wet, but you want it to be damp enough that there is some dampness to it so that it holds on to moisture. Especially because when the pine straw is very dry like this, it kind of just blows around. So it needs some moisture to keep it damped down, but also so it doesn't dehydrate the tubers. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed, and this was actually a lot of fun. This was a real fun project. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. I know I certainly did along the way. And make sure you go check out Summer Dreams Farm. That's the dahlia farm that we actually got. We actually got a few tubers from them. Yeah. They do sell tubers as well as cut flowers if you're local. And I think he also does like farm tours, and he tries to do different events and stuff out on the farm. And so go check him out.
He's one of the biggest dahlia growers in America.
And so yeah, go check him out. Make sure to go show him some love. And I'm sure he'll appreciate it, because it was a hard year for him, actually. I know he was saying on social media that because the weather got so hot and then was so dry, and then we actually had a really early frost, the flowers did bad, the tubers did bad. It was just a really rough year for him. So go show him some love, and let him know that we sent you, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. So all right, catch you guys later, and grow big or go home. Bye, guys.